What's going on YouTube? We're back again with another tier list. Links to that I was going to do an updated one because apparently a lot of people didn't like me in my last video.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It's not really much of a question. It was more like speculating that I'm a low tier killer. I'm shit and I don't know what I'm talking about. If anybody who knows me, I've been playing DBD since beta, before you guys were even interested in the game. I have a total of 2,000 hours on this account. My other account had 500 hours, and then my other account that I shared with an ex at the time had another 500 hours. And not to mention, I do play console time to time with my console viewers, so I do have a couple hundred there. But I'm just saying, I'm not your rank 20 person that you can just call me a rank 20. If you look at any of my gameplay, I do play a lot of tough survivors. I'll leave some in the description. You think I'm wrong? I face even the sweatiest DBD teams that play tournaments and gone toe to toe with them. And yes, I don't consider myself a super sweaty person, but when the time comes, I'll put on my boots and, you know, face them. I'm not scared to face a high ranked person. There's been tons of times where I face some really toxic people, and I always put a good fight. They never really walk me over unless I'm playing like, I don't know, like Rafe or Bubba or something, and they just walk over me and I'm like, oh, well, I guess if you feel happy with me playing a low tier killer, then go for it. So before we jump into the tier list, I want to say the 3 categories that I'm basing it off. The first one should always be end chase. You should always know that the best killers are always the ones that require for you to end the chase fast. The faster the chase ends, the faster you can get to the gens, the faster you can get to other survivors. That should be always the #1 factor. The best killers in this game are always the ones that can end chase fast. Second one should always be map control. How fast can you get to point A to point B? That's another requirement that a killer needs to be great, in my opinion. But to be fair, they are nerfing some of the maps, and they are making maps a little bit smaller since the last update that we had. So that can always change down the line. That's why we do these tier lists whenever a new killer comes out. Fortunately, I'm doing one for an update because a lot of people didn't agree with me on my first one, so I'm trying to make this one a little bit more clear. The last one shouldn't go as a main factor. It's more like a bonus. Is perks, powers, and slowdowns, like lethality, if you would like to say that, because those are always kind of like gimmicky. Because you have some games where you're like, oh, if I had popped this game, it would have been better. Or if I had brought this or brought that, like that should never be a factor. That's always like, it's a what if scenario. So again, I'll add like from my head, like thinking like what builds they can run. And another thing, I never, and I don't think ever should anybody add ultra rare add-ons depending on a killer. Some people were saying in the comments, well, if we're baiting on perks and add-ons, and the Hunter's the best one because she has a one hit with the extra hatchet. I'm like, no, are you derp, or what's wrong with you? That should never be a thing. Ultra rare add-ons should never be. I always base it off by green and purples, and that's it. But again, end chase, map control, and lethality, perks, power, slowdowns, whatever. So here's my tier list that I was talking about that I really wanted to do. We're gonna start from the bottom and then go all the way from the top. The clown. Yeah, a lot of people didn't fight for clown except for one guy. He was really mad that I put clown bottom tier. I still think clown doesn't end chase well. All he does is drop pallets faster down, which is great, but there's still a lot of pallets and gens fly. So if you don't have anything to slow down the game, he is going to suffer a lot. Map control, he doesn't have that. Perks, slowdowns, and all that, again, it's more gimmicky. That's why he's at the D+. I was going to put him in F, but I thought about it. D+ seems fair. One person was like, oh, you don't know how to play clown? Just type in DBDJ clown. You'll find I'm actually one of the very few content creators. You think I'm lying? I'm one of the very few content creators that actually play clown and upload videos of him, and there's a ton of them where I face really good survivors and I still put up a fight, and sometimes I win, sometimes I don't. It's just clown is just not it. Next one, Bubba, C-. I feel like he belongs in this. He doesn't belong in the C tier with Rafe or Trapper. I feel that he doesn't have map control, but he does have end chase quickly if the map, again, it's very iffy. That's why I put him in C-, because he's very iffy. He could end a chase fast if you catch a survivor, mostly bad survivors, out in the open. A good survivor would never be out in the open against a Bubba unless some kind of scenario happens. Lethality, does he have it? Sure, but it's just the map control. If anybody plays Bubba a lot, you understand sometimes when you rev up your chain to 99 and it just stops. This is a known issue that the devs even said themselves that they're looking to fix it. Even if laid down the line, he gets a rework. Who doesn't know? I just don't think he's up with the other ones. Next two is in C, it's Wraith and Trapper. You have to run like these type of things again in the lethality category where you're like so dependent on it. Again, does he have end chase? Not really. All you need to do is camp at a pallet, because by the time he uncloaks, you just throw a pallet down, go to another pallet, go to another pallet. He's not good at getting your first hit unless he's running some kind of lethality add-ons or perks or something like that. Again, he's very high dependent on that, but like I said, that's my third category. That should never be the number one thing. It's always about how quick can he end the chase and map control. Does he have map control? Sure, if you throw on some purple add-ons and green add-ons, and sure, but it's not his base kit. And I'm majority of the time basing it off on the base kit. Trapper, does he have end chasing? Nope. Unless you know how to place your traps right. But again, most smart survivors in red ranks know that you're going to place him in these certain spots. Does he have map control? Hell to the no, he doesn't, because he needs time to set up his traps. Lethality, he's perks, power, slowdown. Does he have that? Yes. I feel like with the right build, he can be great. Again, just because they're lower tier. I'm going to say this again slow. Just because they're in lower tier doesn't mean that you cannot win with them. A lot of people don't understand that. I have to say that again because people were just saying that in the comments like, oh, like, you know, you're best, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, just because they're low tier doesn't mean you can't win with them. You can always win with the killer, depending how good you are. But again, that's why I put Trapper low, because he requires so much. C+, we got Myers and Legion. Myers, I really thought about it after reading some comments and after asking a couple of my friends who play a lot of Killer, who play a lot of Myers and Ghostface, and a lot of people would agree. And there was a comments that were like saying like, oh, you just don't know how to play Myers. If anybody actually has a brain that plays Myers, knows that the dedicated servers fucked him over. It literally fucked him over where he can't stalk you. When you stalk somebody to 99, it depletes back to like 80%. So that hurts him a lot. Does he have the potential of snowball? Of course he does. Of course. But again, if you're facing good survivors, which I play a lot of, just come to the stream, you'll be like, holy shit, he's not lying. Occasionally, I'll get some potatoes. They will just run over you. And depending on the map, honestly, the core maps are like his biggest negativity. He doesn't have all the requirements. He doesn't have end chase, doesn't have map control. Does he have lethality? If anything, he actually benefits a lot from the lethality of perks, powers, and slowdowns. He does benefit from that. You can honestly put on a great build on Myers and do wonders. But again, I just don't feel like he doesn't have like that same level of Freddy of just ending the chase faster. But he does have that snowball effect. But again, I put him low because of dedicated servers. If anybody, just ask your favorite streamer. Do you think Myers is top tier or mid tier? C+ is basically mid tier. Because the dedicated servers, if anything, if the dedicated servers didn't fuck him, I would put him in the fucking B+ with Huntress. Legion, a lot of people also was upset. I think that was one of the main three. The main three that people were upset that was Nurse, Legion, and I think it was Wraith. I think and Hag. Yeah, those were the ones that people were upset about. So I took Legion out of D and put him in C+ because again, if you watch some of my Legion games, a lot of people like that's the thing that was like most frustrating, and just me like putting my head down like right now, is that people don't know me. They don't know me. They see the video and they're just speculating of who I am. They didn't even watch Killer games. They were just like, oh, this guy's bad. If you watch my Legion game, I play a lot of good survivors. Occasionally, I will play a couple potatoes every once in a while, but Legion, does he end chase? Not really. Does he have map control? I would say somewhat yes. I'll give him like half because you can use his ability to get to locations faster. Perks, powers, and slowdown lethality, the one that we don't really require. Yes, he actually, I think he might be one of the best ones that benefit from perks, powers, slowdown. Like when you make a great build on him. When you make a great build with Legion, he can be really great. Heck, if lethality was my number one, I would probably put him in B because he can actually really slow down the game a lot. But he still suffers from bad maps, like certain maps that just have either too much pallets or too much, just like the map. If the map is too big, that he can't really benefit because you stab somebody, right? And then you're trying to run across the whole map. That's a big map, and then if you're not running like double duration, you're gonna suffer from a lot. So I put him in C plus, which is, again, it's close to B. So I don't want to hear it that people are saying like, oh, you still put him bottom. It's basically almost like mid bottom, so he's still good. But you know, with the tiny buff that he got, I put him in C plus. If it wasn't for that tiny little buff, I'd probably put him in C. B minus. B minus. I feel like the most fair killers that I feel like they can pressure you a lot, but you can still win against them. Again, these are not in order. These are not in order. It doesn't mean like Plague is number 1, he's number 2, number 3. That's not the order. I don't know why people always think that. I never said that these were in order. Just the tier list itself. Plague. Does she have end chase? Not really, but if you land your vomit right, you can down somebody fast if you just know how to vomit right on them, if that makes sense. Map control? No, she doesn't. Perks, power, slowdown, lethality. Yeah, she benefits like that the same way as Legion, but again, we don't require that one a lot because that should never be a thing because those are more gimmicky and more based off if you can do it. So I put her B plus. Why? Because most times you're gonna have two factors. Either you're gonna have survivors that are always injured, or you're gonna have survivors that are always cleansing and giving you power. So either way, I feel like that's a huge bonus for anybody that plays her. If anybody just puts time in her, then yes, she's great. And they gave her a tiny buff where she starts with the corrupt blood, and you run double apples, or dude, she's so good. I don't know why a lot of people are sleeping on her. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. But still, I think she's great. Death Slinger, B minus. I was gonna put him in B, but he suffers a lot from dedicated servers as well. If a person is super laggy or just like from another far, like say from your Texas, and then the person you're playing is from Canada, it's gonna be really hard. I find that a lot. Like when I play him, I'm like, dude, let me check where this person's from. Oh, Canada. That's why I couldn't hit this person. It's just, does he end chase? Yeah, I say he can end a chase pretty fast if you get a first early hit since he has a small terror radius. Does he have map control? Nope. Perk, power, slowdown, lethality. I would say somewhat, yeah. He has some pretty good builds, but most times it's the same build that you face on every Death Slinger. Modern Abuse, save the best for last, barbecue. That's one can be pop, sloppy, or corrupt. It's up your choice. I think he's fair. In B minus. If I would have changed anything, make his terror radius even bigger because that music, that terror radius music is bullshit. Doctor, even with before he was like bottom, he was like D plus. The same with like Clown, but since they buffed him, changed him, whatever, I feel like he's great. And they gave him a buff, like what was it, last month ago or like some time ago? They buffed him. They buffed his add-ons. A lot of people don't know this. His range add-ons before would slow him down. Like it had a longer charge. Now they got rid of that. I made a video, just put in DBDJ Doctor. I run these 2 extra range add-ons. It's literally impossible for a survivor to throw down a pallet with those add-ons because it's a huge snipe. And yeah, I think he's great. And I think he's good. He's the most annoying killer I hate going against because again, he puts a lot of pressure. B minus. I was really close to putting her a C plus. Maybe she would belong in C plus, but at the moment I feel like she's fine with the way she is right now. The only thing that sucks about her is her add-ons. Her add-ons kind of suck. There's only like 3 that are actually really good. Does she end chase? Nope. Map control. If we're talking about map control, I'm talking about people that can waste either get to point A to point B faster or waste a survivor's time, and she's one of them. A play kind of is like that, but people refuse to do it. The reason why she's there is because she's one of the killers that doesn't really no other killers have this. I don't think so. Wait, let me look. No other killer, well, Freddy kind of in a way, no other killer wastes your time to go do something else other than gens, and that's her. She used to be the best endgame killer. Like she was the most fun, but then when they added endgame collapse, they took away that from her. So I was a little bit upset that when they took that away from her, they didn't give her anything else. But does she have perks, power, slowdown, lethality? Of course. I think she, with the right build, heck, I feel like a lot of people sleep on sloppy and thalaphobia on her because if you run those and then you had to put a trap on somebody, you're going to be wasting the survivor's time a lot. But there are survivors that are smarter. They'll either run like inner strength or resilience just to do the gens faster, or adrenaline. So that kind of like defeats the purpose with her, but I still think she's fine the way she is. The only thing I would change on her is her add-ons. Just change her add-ons and that's it. Now we're going to the B territory. Now Hag is one of the killers that I just don't see what everybody is hyped about. I don't think she's that great. I honestly don't think with the right team, not Survivor Friends, just with the right team, I still feel like she just gets destroyed. But does she end a chase fast? If you know how to place your traps, I'll give her that. Does she have map control? If you know how to put your traps in locations. Again, everything is her is just with if. When people put it based off potential of the killer, it doesn't make sense to me because it's like the person has to play the killer. So like it should be based off your experience of playing the game a lot. And again, if you guys want, I'll give you like hag and B, because again, I faced some good hags. Just type in DBDJ hag and I faced some good hags and we still won. But did they give us trouble? Of course. But again, hag to me will always be a camper. She's basically a built-in camper. You can't change my mind that she's not a camper. Next one, another favorite killer of mine, Demogorgon. I think Demogorgon is perfect. If anybody would ever ask me like which killer doesn't need any change that you feel like is fine, Demogorgon. I think he's fine. Does he end chase fast? Yeah, if you know how to shred perfectly right, he's probably the best person to have at the killer shack because he just ends that fast if you know what you're doing. All you need to, like, the best advice for anybody for a demo is just hold your shred until they jump the window. Once they jump the window, then do it. I think 9 out of 10 times you'll catch them unless they have like a vault build. Does he have map control? Yep. If you know how to place your portals around the locations, he has really good map control. Lethality, does he have that? Yep, he has all that, so that's why he's in the B category. I feel like Demo is very balanced. I don't think anybody would deny that he's... Some people put him in D tier or C. I'm like, what? Dude, just put in time with Demo. Trust me, the right build and everything, the right hours. Not the right build. Let me rephrase that because there's gonna be somebody commenting like mad in the comments right now, like, oh, we're basing on builds? But no, like, just put in time with Demo. I'm not even that great with Demo, but I faced some, like, check out this video right here. I faced a sweaty, like, 3-man group that brought a key, and they were using infinites. This is back then when the infinite was around on this map. Watch it and tell me. I fucked up a lot. If I didn't make, like, 3 fuck-ups in that game, I probably would have 4K'd. I think I had 2 or 3K'd. I think I had 3K or 2. It's one of those because they had a key. But, again, Demo could be great against a good Survivor Friends. Next one, Ghostface. A lot of people were upset that I put him in C+. I'm gonna move him. Does he end a chase? It's kind of hard to tell because it's all based off if you can stalk somebody early in the game. So if you know what you're doing, then yeah, sure. Does he have map control? Nope. But one thing that he does benefit from is lethality. Again, I don't really base it off on that, but I put him at B because I feel like he's a killer that everybody sleeps on, but he benefits from a lot. Is he can hide his red stain in mid chases. So what a red stain is, I don't feel like explaining this, but you should know this. But basically, a red stain is what a killer projects when a survivor is being chased. A lot of good survivors use that to loop a killer to understand where is he at. And Ghostface can really benefit from that, from using that to end chases faster. So I'm gonna give him that for the end chase when he can either one-shot you if he knows how to stalk. But again, like the best thing about Ghostface, he doesn't really suffer a lot from the dedicated servers. From my experience, I think the only people that suffer from it are the people that uncap their frames. I feel like I know a lot of people that play Ghostface and they play uncapped frames on PC. They are like, oh, I can't stalk with Ghostface, and I'm like, well, I don't play uncapped because I don't think this game is even more optimized to play uncapped. But yeah, I still think Ghostface is great with the right build. If you know what you're doing, then yeah, sure, B. I was actually going to put him in B minus. Maybe we'll just put him in the middle between B minus and B. I just didn't know where to put him in that genre, but I still think that Hag and Demo is better. I would say that, but I still think that with the right person, Ghostface can be really lethal. Our first one in B plus and the only one in B plus because she does suffer one thing. End chase? No, she does not. She's one of the best people to end chases and snowball. Map control? Not really. She's a slow down killer. But she can still land those shots from far away if you know what you're doing. Lethality, does she benefit from perks, powers, and slowdowns? Yes, she benefits from that with the right build and all that. She benefits from that. But the reason why I put her in B plus and not in the A is because any Huntress main would tell you that she suffers from bad maps, which there are a lot of bad maps. She's only good in open field maps. If you get like an indoor map or something like that, she suffers a lot. Any Huntress main would tell you that indoor maps just suck playing against her. And I feel like she's probably one of the funnest killers to play on all the on all the, I don't know, consoles, PC, and all that. She's pretty much like the most fun killer to play. I don't like playing her because I suck with her because she's her and Nurse are probably like my least hours on. But with the right person, Huntress can be very deadly. In the A minus, Oni, does he end chase? Yeah, he does. He can end a chase pretty fast because once he gets his power, he can do a whole snowball effect. Map control, if he has his power, then yes. It's a lot of ifs, but a lot of Onis, even bad Onis I face, can end the game real fast. Does he have lethality, the perks, powers, and slowdown? Oh yeah, he benefits a lot from that. But again, that doesn't really play a huge factor in my books. So I think A minus is fine. Billy, I know what you're saying. Like Billy should be A, not A minus. But again, a lot of people did another. I think the three categories that people hated me talking about was Nurse, Billy, and it was somebody, and Hag, I think maybe. Billy, I'm not gonna get into it because while Oni needs to earn his power, Billy doesn't. But the thing about Oni that I guess is better than Billy, that a lot of people say, he has no collision when he's using his power, and Billy does. The only thing that's Billy's weakness is what do you call it? Looping. So if you know how to loop, then you can win. Does he end chase for Billy? Yes. Does he have map control? Probably the best one for map control. Perks and lethality? Yes. That's why he's an A minus. But he would be in the A if you didn't know. Like if I'm basing off these like red and purples. I'm not basing off in greens or browns or anything like that. I never based off that because even the worst killer clown can beat. Like I feel like in low, I played a low ranks the other day with friends. I'm gonna have a video out coming soon of me playing with low ranks, and dude, like the mindset of low ranks of like their thoughts is so funny because they think every killer's OP and it's just as funny. But Billy is also like a great killer, but his only weakness is if you know how to loop him, then yeah. But with the right builds, like the lethality, if all you need to do is fucking throw Spear Fury and Enduring and Pop and Power and Barbecue, and I think most times a lot of Billy's win. But again, I just don't think he's A or B. That's why I said like I wanted to put him in different categories. So A minus feels fine, and I feel like the reason why Oni is also A minus because he has to earn his power. If he didn't have to earn his power, he would be A or even A plus. But again, nobody in A. I was gonna put one killer in A, and that was a Spirit, but I feel like she belongs in the A plus. Because let me we'll start off with Spirit. Did she end chase? Hell yes. Did she have map control? Yeah, because she can phase around whatever. Did she have the lethality? Yep. She has all those categories. The number one thing that all you need with Spirit is good headphones. That is it. If you have good headphones and you throw on Strider, or you don't need Strider, you can defeat any survivor. You can literally stand still. I saw a game of Zubat, who's another big DVD streamer, didn't use his phase power on Spirit, and all he did was stand still and mind gamed him. Well, you know what I mean. He just stood there as Spirit, and everybody thought he was phasing. That's how good she is, because she's BS. She doesn't require like any looping. She doesn't like get looped if you know what you're doing. So she has all those categories. That's why she belongs in A plus. Freddy, does he end chase? Hell yeah! When you spam your fucking snares, he can end chase fast. Map control, yes, with the gens. Perks, power, slowdown, lethality. Does he have all those? Yes, he has all those. Right. I don't have to explain Freddy. Freddy is A tier. If anybody ever puts him in B or C, I'm like, bro, no. Like, no. Even like a baby Freddy can just like still apply so much pressure. You have no idea. And the last one, Nurse. I'm not gonna put Nurse in S tier or S plus because she's not good on console. She's not good on mobile. She's not good on Switch. She's only good on PC. That shouldn't give her the right to be the fucking queen of all queens. She's not. If she was like her old self, then yes, 100%. So that's why she's lower. Okay. So hopefully you guys understand why I put her lower. She's not S because she's not played. If she was played everywhere a lot, then yes, even with the nerf, I would put her in S tier. But since she's not played a lot and she's not played in other fucking Switches or whatever, console, mobile, I don't think she deserves the S tier. I don't think she deserves it, but I'll give her A or A plus. It don't matter. She's high. Yes. With the right time and hours in person, she's deadly, but I just don't see it. And trust me, I play this game every day. I don't see it. You face one nurse every like 4 days and it's just an average nurse. And once, maybe 2 months, I'll face a god tier nurse, and all god tier nurses do is just slug you with infectious fright. That's all they do, because that's the only way she's good. Just slug everybody. That's it. But that's the only way. Like, if you play nurse and all you're doing is just hooking people consistently, you're gonna lose, because you just have to slug them. So then you can just snowball. She has a pretty good snowball effect. But yeah, that is my updated tier list. I'm gonna give the other video, my old video, like a day or two, then I'll put it in private, because I feel like that doesn't really, what's that word, represent me, because I went too fast on that video and I didn't think that I was gonna hurt people's feelings, but it seemed like I did. But yeah, hopefully you guys understand this video better than the original one, because I feel like the original one, again, I just half-assed it, and hopefully I cleared out some air for this one. But again, thank you guys again for the love, support. If you did enjoy this video, or you did enjoy of me just trying to clarify some things, give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. I never really like to ask for likes, but the last video I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But let's try to get this video to at least 200 likes.
Oh, okay. Goddamn.
But thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to tune into my live stream. I stream almost every day. The link to that is in the description. Follow me on Twitter. And half of you guys were like saying that, oh, like, this dude probably looks like a dweeb. You can look at my Instagram. Go tell me if I look like a dweeb. I guess I do. Fuck it. But if you're going to tell me that I look like a dweeb, just at least give me a follow. Then I respect it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the love, support. I'll catch you guys next time.